Recording in progress.
Alright, good evening everybody and welcome to Sunday night training. We're doing skill number 2, which is inviting tonight. And then we're also doing the 4-week activity week 2. The run week, if I'm not mistaken, is what it's called. So I'm going to start with what's on the screen now. I'm just going to log in from another phone as well so that I can monitor that I'm still good to go. And I decided to do something a bit different, always trying to do something different whenever we redo something we've done before. And in this case, we've got an infographic that I've generated from the transcript of Louis Smith's video for Skill 2. So it starts off with saying that it's the inviting skill. It's a step that terrifies almost everybody, and reaching out and saying, I found something exciting and this is the whole inviting method now. So the first part of it is to craft your 90-second story. And we've done a lot of training. If I look at the people that's on the call tonight, everybody's been in the training except for Ndiebo. Somebody's guest, welcome. Does anybody know who Ndiebo is? Ndiebo, if you can let us know who
Yes.
invited you. Is it
Okay, she can answer for herself, but she's in the Hazel's team.
okay? Awesome. So she might not have seen this before, but there's a nice explanation on screen now, which says that it consists of your background, your struggle, your solution, and your future. Yeah, see that?
Yes.
Awesome, thank you. Cool. So if we look at the background part, it's basically who you were, and I started looking at this a bit differently recently in terms of when we speak to people and we use the acronym FORM for family, occupation, recreation, and motivation, then why not apply that to ourselves when we give our own background? So, what is my family situation? I'm married with 3 kids. Um, Part of that, you might add location as well. So, I'm living in Kraventon in Cape Town. And then you'd say occupation. Well, I work full time at the moment for a boss, doing the business part time. I play soccer for fun. I like to watch movies and going to eat out with the family. And my motivation was always to try and build a legacy to leave to my family one day when I'm gone. And that would be my background. And then the struggle would be what you didn't like. So in my case, I don't really like working for a boss. The lack of freedom in terms of time and location and all kinds of things, all the lack of freedoms that you can possibly think of, they all really annoy me. And sometimes it's frustrating also to have to answer to someone when you feel like you
Recording
have
in
a better
progress.
idea, I guess. Just getting my backup phone here to see that I'm showing properly. So that would be the struggle for me. And then the solution would be that when I looked at the Near Life business, I decided that it was the perfect fit, not just for the business element, but for the product as well. So I'm just gonna mute everybody quickly. You guys can unmute yourselves if you need to say something. I'm just getting a lot of feedback at the moment. And that would be the solution, right? So Neolife provided me with a solution in terms of the business side, so an extra income stream, and also the health side, which I didn't intend initially when I started in the business. And I found that to be very useful because of the effects and the benefits I've gotten from the products. And then in terms of the future, I see my family being involved, my kids being involved one day as well in the business, and making it one of their main income streams in the future. I feel like because of how much you get out of the business in terms of income streams and passive income, I feel like it gives you extra time freedom to explore other things that you want to do that might also make money, and so you'd have multiple income streams. So I've talked you through the whole thing now. I wonder if I can do a timer, 90 seconds. Let's try this quickly. I'm going to put them side by side. Oh, come now. Oh, it was because it was full screen, it didn't want to work. Okay, and then put my other screen in there on the other side. And then what I'm going to do now is I'm going to do the same thing. Hey, let's reset the timer. And it says keep it to 90 seconds. So I'm going to see if I can re-say all of those things within the 90 seconds, right? So let's hit it. So my name is Russell and I'm married and I have 3 kids. I live in Kraaifontein at the moment in Cape Town. And I work full-time for a boss, and one of the things that I didn't like when I started Neolife is the fact that I worked for a boss. I had very little time freedom. I had to go to a specific place, earn a specific amount, and I didn't really have much say in when I go for lunch or those kind of things, or when I go on holiday. And so those were my struggles. I tried different businesses and they didn't work out for me. And I found Neolife to be the thing that really interested me in terms of an extra income stream, a decent amount that I can make every month, that I can leave my job eventually and even build other businesses alongside it because of the time freedom it would give me. I've found that the products were also a very big help because they gave me an unexpected benefit in terms of like an added advantage. And so I see the future as very exciting for my family and myself, because even my kids one day can take over the business and they can make it their own and one of their main income streams in their lives based on top of what I've built. Okay, so I had the timer running there, so I saw I had to rush it a bit in the middle. But you can see that it can be done in 90 seconds. So that should be a goal for everybody. It shouldn't just be something that we tell our downlines also, but we don't work on it ourselves. So that is your 90-second story that you can explain to somebody when you sit down with them for one-on-one, or when you talk in front of a group that you've invited to speak at the library at one of our events. Now, once you've told your story, the second part of it is to actually perform the invite, or to do or to show the presentation. And there's 2 rules that was mentioned here. The one is don't be the expert. So if you sound like the expert, people think that they need to be the expert. And the easiest thing to do is to invite them to a third party. So it says here, send them to a person or tool with more credibility than you have. So if you've just met the person, they don't know you at all, but at the same time introducing another person will show them that there's other people involved in the business as well. And showing them a video that actually explains the business, then it's not something that you're showing them. And it obviously mustn't be a video about you, of you telling the plan. That also doesn't help. So you can see this is a video, a mentor, an audio, a matched contact. So matched contact would probably mean somebody like a 3-way call with a person who has a story similar to their story. So you need to also know a bit about them before you invite them. I think that's very important. So it says here, you are the bridge, not the destination. Now, of course, we've got the 3-way calls with your upline as well. So you've got a lot of different options in terms of the third-party tool. And number 3 in the infographic here says you're inviting toolkit. When you're matching, for example, a farmer to a farmer or a nurse to a nurse, pick the tool that fits the person. So is this person somebody that would normally watch podcasts, would normally be on Zoom? I've got a lot of prospects who don't join Zoom, so I've had to switch to WhatsApp for them. And what we ended up doing was inviting a lot of them to a WhatsApp group, and then within that group we actually do sort of like a presentation call. We try to do it about once a week. At the moment, we need to get back to that. So matching the people that you invite to the tool that will best be suited to them. If they don't do video calls, you take it down to audio call. If they don't do like a WhatsApp call, you can just do a normal phone call. If they struggle with even signal, you have to meet them face to face. But in some way, everybody can do the business. And then it says here that there are 4 magic questions. It's the same shape every time, but we lock the follow-up in immediately, which means every time you speak to someone, you know when you're going to speak to them again. And it says here, firstly, if I send you a video, would you watch it? So before we even have that magic question, you've obviously got to invite them to the opportunity itself. And we know, if we've been in the business for a while, for Ndwebo's sake, Ndwebo, sorry, and Asanko Ron and Natalie joined us as well. Good evening. We know that the question is, would you be open to looking at a way to make some extra money? Sometimes I just get a bit lazy to say that long sentence, and I'd say, have you ever started a business before? And it will tell me one of 2 things. Either yes, they have, in which case, yes, it did work, no, it didn't work. Or no, they haven't, but now they become intrigued with that question. Why did you ask me that? And it kind of opens their mind up to the next question then, which would be, if I sent you, would you be open to looking at a way to make some extra money? And they might say yes to that. And then if I send you a video, would you watch it? Or if I give you a sample, would you try it? Or if I invite you to an event, would you come? Or if I invite you to a Zoom call, would you join? So depending on who the person is, where you met them, and what is the situation that you meet them in, that might be the question that you choose. And those are just examples. You can see that there's many different ways that you can invite people. I'm just going to stop quickly on this and see if there's anybody with any comments, questions, or anything to add on what we've said so far. You're welcome to unmute and give us your input.
Russell,
Hi, Kulsum.
I'm from all over excited about the third party because I think when we rush so to get people into the business and to talk about the business that we forget that I'm only the bridge. I'm not the destination, like you said it now. So I don't have to look clever.
Yeah.
I don't have to look like I'm the master of business.
Yeah.
I need to show whether I know it or don't know it, but I need to show that I have support. This
Yeah.
business can be done, like you said, but there's support in the business. And I think that is where I totally started off wrong in the business. And I had to unlearn that because you're so excited that you want to let people know what you found that is so exciting. But in this business, you need to show that it is easy and you don't have to depend on knowing everything to get started. Get the third party involved. So I'm even more excited about that now again for the new people.
Awesome. I think what you said there is important, and there's even a level above that in terms of you don't have to be the expert. It actually specifically says don't be the expert. So whether you know the answer or not, show them the tool that answers the question. Don't tell them what the answer is from your own knowledge, no matter how simple it is. I'll give you an example of how I was pleasantly surprised how it worked for me, because I mean we've been through these trainings, quite a few of us, quite a few times, and we know that we mustn't be the expert. Like Kulsum said, she's had to learn that from when she started in the business. And when I showed this one prospect a super grow video, I just got lucky and found the perfect video on the Neolife SA website, YouTube channel. And this prospect immediately opened up about his dad who's still running a farm. I thought he told me that he wasn't doing the farming thing anymore. And he was so excited to introduce his dad to this product and the business because of that. And that was all just by inviting to a third party, to a tool, to watch the video on Supergrow, and the video explained everything. You know, I didn't need to, basically in that time, I could, you know, prepare what I was going to speak to him about next, or take some notes, or whatever the case may be. So it actually opens up your time in that space when you're showing them something. Like, have a plan for what you're going to do, because it can be awkward. The video might be 10 minutes and you're just kind of sitting there and staring at them or watching the video with them. And if you do watch the video with them, maybe a good idea might be to take notes. So you're both watching the video and you're sitting there taking notes on the product. So you're having a learning session while you're prospecting type of thing. And also write down any questions you think of in that time. I think would be a good idea. So asking people close to you, there's two different types of low pressure ways to prospect family or close friend. And it says there's the support approach and the practice approach. On the support side, you ask them to use the product for 30 days, no pitch attached, just try it out for a month. Obviously, when it says you try it out for a month, they need to actually buy it from you. And if they don't like it, you'll never bring it up again type of thing. In the practice approach, you might say that you want to practice doing the presentation. You haven't really done it in front of a crowd before, and you'd need somebody to practice in front of. Would they be interested? Give you about 30 minutes to practice on them, whether it's a talk on a product or the plan or whatever it is. Actually use them as a practice, a screen board or whatever they call it. I've done quite a few one-on-ones with friends who I've said this to, and you know, they give me their honest opinions afterwards, which you might not be too interested in, but at least then you've had that practice. And then it says here, which I'm come to the very last section here, I've come to really start asking myself this question: is who is actually worth your time? It says that facts don't move people. There's three things that do move people, and these are the three. I'm actually going to ask Hazel when I'm done with this part just to speak to the idea of qualifying people. It's the thing that I've really thought about in the last week or two that I need to start doing at a much higher level. And there's three things it says here that you need to do to qualify people. They need to be hungry. They need to want change badly enough to leave their comfort zone and find a way. They need to be coachable. So they need to be willing to be guided and corrected, not just cheered on. And then they need to be willing, ready to actually do the assignment, not just discuss it. Hazel, can you either add on top of that or go deeper into one of those in terms of qualifying our prospects? Maybe something you've picked up that a lot of us are doing wrong, that we can improve. You don't have to always call it wrong, because you either win or you learn.
Yes, definitely. It's never wrong. For me, the most important thing is that you guys need to remember that we need to invite people our level and higher. So there's a lot of people that still need the business, you know, the people that don't have work, the people that there's, if you look at who you are inviting, we always say don't prejudge, but we also need always to keep in mind that we have to invite our level and higher. Because if you go lower than your level, you're going to need money. And at the moment, money is a challenge, right? So we need to make the money with the people that have the money, that has the dream at the end of the day, and then run with them. And then when we're strong enough, then we can go back to the people that really we want to help. So just always keep that in mind. But also remember, please do not prejudge. Because many a times also the people that you think will do the business, they won't. And the people that you think will do it, vice versa. Ek is nou teen mekaar, okay? So that's the big thing. Do not prejudge. Give the opportunity. The big thing, Russell, I think, where we all don't do what we're supposed to do is we don't show the plan enough to people. We must show the plan with whoever we make contact with. Remember, they can just say yes or no. And what I tell myself is, I don't tell it to people, but I think just so that I can handle all the no's, because remember, you're going to get so many no's instead of more no's than yeses. But I remind myself every time, I'm going to be rich with or without you. So I'll just go to the next one and the next one and the next one. So just keep that in mind. But I think the big thing is we don't get people in front of the plan enough. Thank you, Russell.
Awesome. Thank you for that, Hazel. I'm just trying something here, if the thing can move me a bit further to the side. So we're into week 2 now. If I just can recap quickly what week 1 was, which was the sprint week, that would have been, it's not showing the calendar, that would have been from basically the 1st till the 8th, or the 1st to the 7th of the month. So it would be in that 3rd to the 7th if you're going to work Monday to Friday sort of thing. And then week 2 would have been this last week that just passed. And in the first week, we are trying to follow up with leads and prospects from the previous month, trying to close off those deals. And closing off will be the follow-up with them, those that said they were starting the business, to actually get them started up in the business and do the kit opening, do the names with them and that sort of thing. And then, of course, the purpose of that activity also, there's new customers and personally sponsor your new distributors. And it says there to commit to at least 1 dedicated hour per day. So you're following up with the new distributors, you're working on your names list, growing that, of course, every day anyways, doing your inviting, and looking at any inactive customers and distributors. That was the first week of the month. I'm starting at the first for any of the new people, like in Diebo's benefit. And then week 2, we're asking, have we not done our 100 personal PV? We'll see in week 1, we were setting our goal of how much PV, how many people we will personally sponsor, and how we'll expand from there. Week 2 was then our personal 100 points. And to check in at the end of week 2, what is currently your PV, how close to that 100 points are you, and how many people have you personally sponsored so far. And then the actual activities, the key activities for this past week now is to present the opportunity to at least 5 prospects. Continue to work on your names list by inviting, making appointments and talking to new prospects that can be added to your names list. And then reservice your customers and upsell additional products you think they would enjoy. So don't forget to ask for referrals as well. I think what we can, just as an idea for tonight's training, because we can go down the list also and people can give their input into what they've done so far. And I think what will help is if you've overcome any challenges, let us know what the challenge was and how you overcame it. Or if you have a challenge that you would like assistance with, then maybe somebody on the call can assist one of the leaders on the group. So in terms of these key activities, let's start on the top of the list and see, Elaine, have you had any prospects where you've presented the opportunity, or you've worked on your names list, or you've had customers that you wanted to resell additional products? Any challenges that you've overcome this week?
Russell, I My latest one is that I attended a birthday celebration, a party, and I was just chatting to the strange lady, which became my friend. And she complimented me about my hair, and I said to her, "Thank you so much. I've got a good stylist, but I also take good nutritional products." And so it's not only what you put on your hair, it's what you put into your body. So she says, "Oh, that's interesting." So I said, "We are at a party now, but would you be open to listening to more of this information?" And she said, "Yes." So I said, "Okay, let us talk." We exchanged numbers, but now my challenge is, should I take her to the warehouse and show her the ranges of products, because I'm really hoping that she is going to join, so that when we are there, she will see the products. I will explain to her what I am using at the moment, and then I just pray that she will fill in the form. Am I thinking correctly?
Anyone, do you want to give an answer to that? So I think there's two questions you're asking basically is firstly, going to the warehouse, the right move. I don't think there's a issue with that at all. I think it's a good move because everything is there, and if you're close enough to it, or if you are, if she's able to get there, if you're able to get her there, then that's probably the best place to be in my mind, because everything is there, like you said. It's just a question for me. If I think, yeah, listen to what you're asking. The second part of it is hoping she's going to sign the form. Uh, at the end of the day, that is out of your control, as Hazel always tells us. Like, all we can do is present the opportunity, and the outcome is in God's hands, type of thing. I don't know if there's anything anybody else wants to add to that.
Yes, Russell. Like you said, Elaine, to take her to the warehouse would be super awesome, because especially if it's on a Tuesday, because she will meet all those crazy people. That's always a training on a Tuesday. So that will definitely make a big difference. We're also going to have label on the 24th and the 25th. That's Monday next week, and Tuesday next week. So there's going to be 4 sessions. We will put the invitation on the group. I don't know, did Kuljam put it on already? I didn't check. But that would also be then a very exciting time to take up at the end of the day. Yeah, but there is no right time. Just do it, and trust God for the rest. It all depends on how you do it. That's the big thing. And of course, your close is very, very important. How do you close the deal? Thank you.
Thanks for that advice, Hazel. She did show interest, but because we were sitting around a table with 9 other people, I couldn't do the compensation plan on a serviette like Charlie says we must do. So this is why I'm making the appointment, and as Russell and you said, God willing, she will be interested, and that we will go on Tuesday. I will give you the feedback.
Thank you, Elaine. Yes, Elaine, I really appreciate that you did not talk, actually. You see, the big thing is just to make a friend and then do the rest, especially when you're at the party. It's private. People don't actually listen the way they're supposed to. So you just make a friend, and then the big thing is to get the contact number so that you can do the rest. Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Awesome. Let's go down the list. I'm not sure if Joy is new. Let's go down to let's skip Judy first. Justine Masasa. Have you had any are you new, or have you had any background to this information already, to the 4-week activity cycle? Let's wait while Justine is getting back to us. Coulson.
Russell, yes, it's been quite a hectic week. And I think planning just shows that, you know, whatever comes your way, any week can be as hectic as any other week. So your plan need to be on your table. You need to have something to guide you. And I think a lot of time was I can't say wasted, but because I tried like a mad person to travel between our upcoming event or the events, inviting people and still trying to grow my business in other ways. I'm sitting with two forms that are application forms that are filled in or had it filled in by prospects, but the one was not quite ready, and I asked her, you know, on a scale of 1 to 10, why do you think you're just not ready or at 10? And she said, no, we'll talk about it again. So I think I was a bit inexperienced to answer, but at least she left the door open for me. The two of us can still talk. I called her because we were supposed to meet the weekend. And then, you know, I didn't know people go to church so early on a Saturday morning. So she was on her way to church. She called me and she said yes for the event, but she said we'll have to discuss this in the week because she was on her way to church. So yes, I would say what I learned from um, the past week was better planning and have your plan on the table or against the wall so that you're always reminded that that is what's supposed to have been done or this is what you didn't do. So yes, thank you very much.
Awesome. Thanks for that, Coulson. Lizette, have you had any interesting results in your activities this week? Anything you've had to overcome?
I just found somebody today who was a waiter at Primi when I was teaching a pizza a couple of weeks ago. And I was a bit nervous to phone a guy, you know, because I didn't realize that he was so into it. So when I phoned him, I asked him if he was interested to earn extra money on top of going and looking at the concept. Yes, I'm so interested, and he's from Zimbabwe. And I said, yeah, on Thursday we can do that. You can go and listen at the presentation. And then we can not do it. So I thought I really myself too much. And then Daniel said, please send me the link that I would do. And then I didn't have the phone next to me, but he sent me another message that he did. So it seems that he is quite keen and he knows a lot of people from Zimbabwe. And what I said to him is the business he was in Zimbabwe, but just because of what happened there a couple of years ago. That they very big in Nigeria, in Kenya. He said, yes, in all the African countries. I said, yes. And you know that if the products are not good, the people will not buy them. And if they're good, they and they are good. So anyway, I'm going to look. I wasn't disappointed yesterday because I was walking in the park. And you know, I was very lucky God. He's there, God is with me all the time. And the first person who recognized me was an ex-customer of mine who was working father.
And I must actually contact her. I said, we contact you now. I said, why don't you buy anything? Oh, I should buy when I need it. I said, anyway, so I had to work on that. And then I said, he got me, found me another person. And I go to a special place. And I'm hearing a very tall black guy talking. And he's got like a USA accent. And he's still, and I say, oh, are you talking to yourself? And then he showed me the camera yesterday was recording. And he was a motivator. And I watched him and listened to what he was saying. He was amazing. And then when he finished, I say, I could do with somebody like you. You know anything about network marketing? So he knew about Amway. He said, oh, but Amway is very expensive, isn't it? To pay for the books and the session. So I spoke to him and I really thought he would get me. He said, you better take my contact. So I took his contact, I sent him. Actually, I sent him a video yesterday. I was listening at that Cameroon Dama director. And with the subtitle, I could hear everything. And I thought it was so motivating. So I sent him that one. It was sent the Neola. Then you can see it from the African person. And that guy's from the Congo, actually. So, so I really had a very good feeling. I would say that one would be my diamond. And he didn't answer my video from yesterday. But you know what? Next, like as I said, I'll make money with art. Then I had a customer who bought like 350 points this month. She bought 2 washing powder boxes. She bought 5. I mean, like a huge quantity, double up because of the price increase. So that was my PC outcome and maybe 1,000 PC now. I don't know if it's going to carry on, we never know. I would like to get to 3,000 for again. But, everything happens end of the month. So we'll see what happens. What else is happening? I also spend a lot of time inviting people for the Women's Day. I've got 3 guests coming, which is not too bad, plus my downline, who never comes here to speak like this, so she's coming as well. And yes, and I contacted some people that I contacted before, met before. I don't turn from the members. I meet people all the time, and that's the way I take the number, or I give them my number, and they actually call me back. So yes, I'm interested. So I'm really trying a lot. I mean, this is something which is not into me to actually ask people to, yes, and I met also somebody at the French, on the 14th of July when I went to the French celebration. And that woman was homeless. I'm not sure exactly what she do, but they're doing a lot of things for them to sell. And, I was thinking about, if one homeless person could actually make a fortune, why not them? I mean, they can use super LDC and they can wash their feet and they can wash their body and they can wash their clothes. Everybody needs LDC. And maybe 3NN, they could buy 10 3NN and then they will give them a lot of force. So, so I'm going to see her tomorrow, see what happens. So I'm trying very hard. I'm still like my retailing because that's the money straight away in my pocket, and that's what we need. But this month I didn't make a lot of profit because that person who bought 300 points, she actually had everything at cost. So, but anyway, so I'm getting there with all the training from everybody, and I'm feeling myself much better now. I've been taking some ivermectin, and I tell you, it just makes miracles because I have been struggling with my health for a while now. Anyway, thank you very much.
Thanks, Lidette. It was a mouthful. It was a bit difficult to make out what you were saying, but I think if you turn the volume down a bit, it helps. Let's go to Rashida.
Hi, assalamu alaikum everybody. Good evening, Russell and everybody. Okay, Russell. I am very tired today. My eyes just want to fall, close and go sleep. But I'm on. Russell, my week, like Auntie said, it was full. And what I planned to do this week with regards to my business, I couldn't get to do it. And that was follow up on my prospect on the Saturday. I didn't have the opportunity, and hopefully I can maybe fit it in this week still, because this week is the week of the event, and we really got such a lot still to get out of the way. But I did work on my business. I got the startup, which I going to go to tomorrow. I asked her for Tuesday, but I'm going to ask her, can I come tomorrow? But then I will only submit the application form on Friday because she's coming to the event, because I told her about the event, and she actually were part of the event even before she wanted to start up. She was still contemplating about it, but then I just gave her a call on Wednesday. I didn't even give an opportunity to make the decision. I made the decision for her. And it was so strange. When I was finished with the conversation, I thought, oh my God, I didn't even give an opportunity to say yes or no. I just said, listen here, this is the kit that you have to take. You have to consider it. And I was just jamming. And she said, yes, I was thinking about it. But can I said, I think about it. I'm bringing the application form to you on Tuesday. You're going to start up and you're going to get something. And I'm excited for you. And I really want you to help your sister because your sister's not well, your daughter's not well. And this product is really going to give them a boost, and I'm excited for you and I'm excited for them. And she was so excited. Yeah, I was busy. I think I was busy with some horses, and I was busy with half moons in the one side, and I was busy making something else. And I was talking to her on the phone, and when I was finished, I said, oh my God, Rashida, you just made the decision for the woman. You didn't even give an opportunity. I thought to myself, oh, well, she had enough time to think about it, because I had a one-on-one with her. And she was so excited, and I told her I was going to come back to her, which I didn't. And after 2 weeks, I think, I called her, and she told me her sister is in hospital, and that's why she didn't call me, because she wanted to call me. So sometimes I think instead of giving them an opportunity to think about it when they are excited, you have to be even more excited for them, and then just make it happen, whether it is for yourself or for them. And at the end of the day, you will be successful. And I think for my challenge for this week was, I have a customer that buys the Lipotropic by me and the CalMag. And then I send her a message, and I said to her, listen, there's a price adjustment. Don't you want to just purchase your product before the price and save a few rands? And then she said to me, I'm going to let you know. And then I said to her, okay, no problem. And then she sent me a WhatsApp message. It was last week, I think it was Thursday. And she said to me, Rashida, I'm going to order the Lipotropic, but not the CalMag. And then I didn't ask her why she's not ordering the CalMag, but I thought, okay, when I deliver a product, I'm going to ask her. So when I delivered the product this morning to her, because I called her because I had a Lipotropic with me, and then she said to me, she came out with this bottle, calcium something. She said to me, Rashida, I just want to ask you, do you think this is good for me to take? Because my son just bought me this, because he said to me, I'm paying too much money for the CalMag. I said to her, someone was reading it, so I said, you know what? You know the value of our CalMag. I said to her, compare it to what you are going to take now, and you make the decision. I said, but before I went to her, I sent her a WhatsApp message, and I said to her, you've been buying the product from me for such a long time. Don't you just want to start up and be your own wholesale customer, and then maybe you can earn some extra money? And then I waited a while for her to reply, and then she replied, no, Rashida, I want to give you the sale. I said, no problem. I don't have a problem with that. But when I went to her this morning, she said to me, like the sun would, I said to her, and I was looking at the information on it, I said to her, you know what? You must have bought the CalMag from me, and you told me when you first heard me that I was a New Life distributor, you said, oh my God, my brother was one, but he passed away, and then somebody else bought it, and then this person also just disappeared, and I was looking for somebody that selling the products, because the Lipotropic and the CalMag was my best, and the Omega-3 was my best product. And so she said, I'm buying it from you now. And she's been buying it from me for a year now, more than a year. And then I said, you make the decision. Because at the end of the day, our Calmac is the best. I said to her, she said, yeah, she didn't now want to disappoint the son because he now said, Mom, I will buy you this, when it's done. I said to her, I'm not going to tell you what you must do, but you know what is the best product. It is all in your hands. You can see and you can decide for yourself whether you want to continue with the CalMac from that. It's something fresh, something is the company, the product. I said, or you want to go back to our CalMac. So that is now my challenge. I need to follow up with her to find out if because she hasn't used the product yet. She hasn't used the product. She first wanted to run it past me, but she looked a bit disappointed when I gave her that answer. And then she said to me, "Oh, okay, I will try it, and then I will see if it's going to give me the same results as your CalMac." So I said, "Definitely it won't, but it's entirely up to you." So that is where I am at, Russell. Otherwise, I just didn't have an opportunity. I feel bad that I didn't follow up on my nameless of last week. I couldn't. I just didn't, have the time because there was so much happening in this week for me. So thank you, Russell. That's where I am at. So thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Rashida. I see Herzo on you. Is that Marlene? Otherwise, let's go along to Judy.
Russell, this Natalie also, eh?
Natalie? You are up next.
Okay, Russell, I will talk. I'm just looking at myself and the team. And I remember last week, everybody was very excited, Russell. The team, how they performed, and there was quite a lot of the team on the session last week. There was a lot of excitement. But I can see now who is present. And if I look at the business, if I look at the performance, then I can see it's not where it's supposed to be. It's going actually a bit slow. But then it's also due to the women's event. Everybody is just inviting guests and just hoping for a 3:30. So I think that everybody's minds are set on the event. And also, like Rashida said, she was so busy. So there's a task team also that is very busy, and usually so all the energy is actually going into the women's event, a business event, which is a good thing. But it can also be, if you think about it, it can also be a negative thing, because now we are just concentrating on the inviting part to get the people there, but we forgetting about what we always did, what the team always did, and especially the customers also, because the price is the adjustment of the price is happening on the 22nd of August, so the Friday is the last of the old price. So that is where I'm at, getting hold of customers now, letting them know about and getting orders. So tomorrow also getting some orders in, and just reservicing the customers. And what I'm saying is, the event is actually the concentration of many, which is a positive, and it can be a negative as well. Thank you, Russell.
Awesome. Thank you for that, Judy. Hazel, I'm going to let you close off.
Sorry for that. Yes, thank you, everybody. Just what I want to add is, like I said, Lebob will be in Cape Town on Monday, the 24th, at the warehouse from 10 till 1, and then from, is it now 2 till 1, No, 3:30. That's 2 sessions on Monday and 2 sessions on Tuesday. So please, guys, bring your guests, bring your really work to get people to those 4 events, because whoever start the business those 4 days, those 2 days with 4 sessions, well, I will make sure I will ask Lebo if they could get something. Remember, people are excited when they get an extra free gift, and it's usually a good gift. So you're going to kick your butt if you see what other people are going to achieve this week coming. Then, of course, like Judy said, we need to, everybody said it actually, we need to make sure that we register people on Friday if they still want to get the old price. Okay, the kids' prices. You have the new ones now. It's not a lot. It didn't go up a lot in the prices of the kids. But for some people, it can be a challenge. So you just need to talk to your people. You need to talk to your downlines. It is our responsibility to speak to our downlines and inform them of all these things, especially when they're new in the business. So the prices is going up on Friday once again. So anything that we do on Saturday, it will be the system will automatically kick in the new prices. And then, of course, if you take those people that registered on Friday to the warehouse, they will definitely get the something. Okay, and they will get, of course, their kits at the old price. But the people that's going to register on Saturday, they will pay the new price and, of course, get the something. Any questions concerning the week coming up with events? Anybody? Okay, awesome. Russell, thank you very, very much. I see you on tomorrow night for training.
Yes,
All sorted?
all sorted.
Fantastic. Thank you once again, everybody, and especially Russell, for always having a good training. Be
Thank you,
blessed,
guys.
guys.
Have a good evening.